Hey guys, this is a channel update and a review, so we'll do both in this. So we're kind of reviewing just the fact of that the game for Operation Hercules is over. I'm coming up on this a little short because I've been sick for like the last week. I thought I was better, and then ended up having to go to the ER last night with a 105-degree temperature. So we're better now. Broke the fever, but so I haven't had a chance to come out to my cold garage to record my my review and my channel update. So we're gonna put both these together, and then right after this, we'll go ahead and get into the Japanese first turn. So I'm not gonna move the camera around because there's nothing to show, because the map isn't updated other than in China and Japan, and then the Russian Far East. But it was a great game by the Axis. They did a great job for Operation Hercules. It was just a rough game for the Soviets and the UK. The French, I don't think it's always supposed to happen that way, but the French really got underpinned by the fact that they lost everything in Africa, and they lost the war in Abyssinia, which, to be honest, Abyssinia usually falls anyways, but they lost everything with the fall of Paris in Africa. I guess everything short of Morocco, which there happened to be a Vichy unit that was in northern Algeria that just walked into it and took it. So rough situation all around there, but there just wasn't a whole lot that could take place. The Axis were in a position to hold the U.S. off for as long as they wanted, and to take advantage of the weaker position that the UK had in London from earlier on, as they had a lot more resources that were devoted to Africa and Gibraltar, which is great because you have to do that. And then the great strategy that was used to immediately go on convoy escort, which was another great action taken. But I think leaving London open earlier gave the Germans the opportunity that when they were at war, and I guess I'll just go ahead and go over here and show you, because it's still set up from Operation Hercules. But by leaving London not completely open, because it was defended, but the Germans positioning in eastern Germany with 40 bucks to position units there that could then be used to go hit Leningrad, but at the same time put pressure on London, immediately looks like an Operation Sea Lion. And so the British have really no choice other than to prep for that. And so if you're not able to beef up London ever so slightly from the point at which the game starts all the way to the point the British go to war, and after France falls, but before the Russians enter the war, that time period right in there, that's key to making sure there's at least enough stuff in there that London doesn't look like a fair target, so that way the British can focus on keeping pressure on the Italians. And I myself have not played the British. I had a friend that played them, and I did help him a lot in a previous game, but like I said, if you can't keep pressure on the Italians just run free. And so, like, losing Gibraltar was a huge blow, and then Egypt was a huge blow. And so for us to try to come back from that, I think it made sense for us to concede the game with the fall of Spain, and then the fall of Moscow, and Transcaucasia, which then converts Turkey. I mean, Iran was converted. There's just so many different variables. The Japanese taking control of Cape Town, the Burma Road being closed, the Japanese being at war with the Russians and on the doorstep of Novosibirsk. So there were too many factors that were at play, and the U.S. really didn't have the opportunity to really do too much, I think, at that point, to put any pressure. I had hoped originally to build up a fair amount of units over in French Guiana, but I think my good pal, the Knights Templar, saw that and took it away immediately by getting those 2 battleships over there the battleship along with the 2 destroyers and the sub over there to effectively blockade the port. So I was unable to then lend-lease from there, but the idea was to use units in there that were French, have them load on the U.S. ships at the point in which the U.S. was already at war because of an Axis nation attacking them. As I've usually seen that Axis players usually declare war on the U.S. before they do reach their full income to take advantage of that turn before the U.S. does anything. So the idea was that then the French units could board, the U.S. could move into position, and could take position. Probably it would either be somewhere down to the south to do a pincer movement and head towards Egypt. And this, of course, was planned before the fall of Egypt and the fall of Gibraltar. Or to come here in French Morocco and use that as a staging ground. But the problem we ran into was that Gibraltar fell, and at that point, once Gibraltar fell, and then Spain aligned, it made it extremely difficult for us to even consider going in the direction of Africa, as pressure then just had to be put exclusively on Germany. I'm sure within the next round, I really think it would have been this round. It might have been 2 rounds, but it probably would have been 1 round. We would have hit probably Normandy, and we would have landed on the tip of Normandy with the U.S. side. My expectation is the British would have pushed in and taken Normandy, and then we would have followed in with a reinforcement from both our transports that are here in A-21 that were in port. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm sure I sound congested, and I'm probably a little scatterbrained on all this because I'm still recovering from yesterday. But anyways, we would have came from A-35 and we would have hit there. Again, probably not the most ideal situation, as traditionally speaking, usually you mount over here in A-18, so that way you can take 1 movement and get over here to A-21. But again, it was to put pressure, and the strategy had to end up changing quite quickly as the situation developed and deteriorated as unexpected. So anyways, it was a great game by the Axis, and it was a good game by the Allied and Soviet player as well. I think just a lot of dice luck played into this game, especially with France and some of the battles that took place with the British. They got diced several times. The Soviets got diced a couple times, especially during the Operation Barbarossa. But anyways, a great game all around by everyone. And thank you all for letting myself, Crooked Leg, be in this game, and of course letting me bring on Major Foe as well. That was great having him on this game as well. So moving on, we are now updating for the channel and showing Asia, because we are going to be Japan in Operation Red Cloud. There's already been several channel updates, but Ozark is playing the Germans. The Soviets are being headed by Knights Templar, who will also be in charge of the CZP. You'll notice some of the stuff is updated for the first turn that was already done by the CCP. They did get lucky and adjusted Singhai to their influence. Let's see. I'm playing Japan. After Japan, you've got Fighting Irish. They'll be playing the Commonwealth, and then, of course, their colonies in Asia and Australia. And then Fighting Irish is also playing the French. The Italians are being headed by Tyler, Black 88, sorry. So he'll be doing that. And then Major Foe is playing the US and the KMT. So this will be a rematch between Major Foe and I, as going head to head against each other. It's been a while, but looking forward to this game, and hoping I don't get creamed this game instead of having a battle royale here. But nevertheless, looking forward to it. So I will see you guys on the battlefield, and this is Crooked Leg, over and out.